Welcome to Curiosity, the podcast where science meets wonder. Join us as we explore the fascinating, the innovative, and the unexpected, from the secrets of the cosmos to the marvels of everyday life. Each episode takes you on a journey to uncover the knowledge and stories that fuel our endless quest for understanding. Let your curiosity guide you.
Illuminism, the triumph of reason and the quest for freedom. Illuminism emerged as a transformative intellectual revolution that challenged the long-held paradigms of a world governed by superstition and unquestioned authority. In an era when traditional knowledge was inherited without scrutiny, a new spirit of inquiry began to take hold, insisting that the natural world could be understood through observation, reason, and empirical investigation. Early proponents of this movement questioned established doctrines and sought to replace dogma with a methodical, evidence-based approach. They believed that human progress was achievable not by accepting inherited truths but by rigorously exploring the universe, both in its physical manifestations and in the structures of human society. The seeds of this revolutionary mindset were sown in an intellectual climate eager to reconcile the vast legacy of ancient wisdom with emerging discoveries. Scholars began to merge classical teachings with innovative insights drawn from scientific experimentation, leading to an unprecedented exchange of ideas that transcended traditional disciplinary boundaries. This melding of the old with the new resulted in a dynamic environment where theories were constantly tested against observable phenomena, driving forward breakthroughs in understanding that would eventually redefine the very nature of knowledge. The transformative effect of this approach was not limited to abstract thought. It began to reshape practical aspects of everyday life by encouraging methods that combined rigorous analysis with creative exploration. In this period of radical change, the redefinition of knowledge extended its influence beyond the realms of science and philosophy, reaching deeply into the cultural and political fabric of society. The principles of rational inquiry and empirical evidence fueled a growing desire for reform in social and political institutions. People began to see that a society built on the foundations of reason and transparency could overcome the limitations imposed by tradition and outdated power structures. This newfound confidence in human potential inspired movements for social justice and more equitable forms of governance, as individuals demanded accountability and the right to participate in the shaping of their own destinies. The impact of this ideological shift was profound, setting in motion changes that would eventually underpin modern democratic principles and human rights. At its core, the movement was driven by a belief in the inherent capacity of the human mind to unravel the mysteries of existence. This conviction nurtured an optimism about the future, suggesting that continuous learning and critical reflection could lead to sustained progress in all areas of life. It was a call to embrace curiosity, to challenge the status quo, and to recognize that knowledge was not a static inheritance but an ever-evolving tapestry woven from the threads of discovery and understanding. The transformative power of this perspective was evident in the rapid advancements in technology, science, and the arts that followed, as societies began to view the pursuit of knowledge as a means to improve the human condition. Moreover, the ideas of Illuminism permeated everyday life by fostering a culture of debate and critical engagement that encouraged people to question conventional wisdom. The intellectual openness that characterized this period allowed for a continuous refinement of ideas through collective discourse, further accelerating the pace of discovery. The resulting environment of inquiry not only spurred innovation but also cultivated a deeper awareness of the interconnectedness of various fields of study. This cross-pollination of ideas helped to break down the rigid silos that had previously stifled progress, paving the way for a more integrated approach to understanding both the natural world and human society. The early phase of Illuminism thus marked a decisive break with the past, setting the stage for a future in which the light of reason would continue to illuminate the path toward progress. The movement's emphasis on critical thinking, empirical evidence, and the relentless pursuit of truth not only redefined the nature of intellectual inquiry but also laid the groundwork for the modern era. It catalyzed an enduring transformation in how humanity views its place in the universe, inspiring generations to build upon the legacy of questioning and discovery. The influence of Illuminism extended far beyond the realm of theoretical inquiry, reshaping society, culture, and governance through its revolutionary ideas. As the movement gained momentum, it inspired a transformation in the ways people accessed and shared knowledge. Public debate and discussion moved from secluded academic circles into more accessible spaces where intellectual exchange became a collective endeavor. Coffeehouses and salons emerged as informal arenas for spirited discussion, enabling a wider audience to engage with ideas that questioned traditional power structures and championed the rights of the individual. This openness to new thought fostered an environment where citizens began to demand accountability, transparency, and reforms in the institutions that had long dictated their lives. The spread of these ideas also precipitated significant changes in education. Traditional methods based on rote learning and the uncritical acceptance of established dogma were gradually replaced by curricula that emphasized critical thinking, empirical observation, and scientific experimentation. Educational institutions reformed their teaching approaches to encourage inquiry and skepticism, cultivating a generation of thinkers who embraced reason as the most reliable path to understanding the world. This shift not only advanced the frontiers of science and technology but also empowered individuals with the knowledge needed to participate actively in societal reforms and the development of democratic institutions. In the arts, Illuminism found a vibrant expression that challenged conventional aesthetics and opened new avenues for creativity. Artists and writers began to explore themes of human potential, the beauty of nature, and the transformative power of knowledge. Their work reflected a deep engagement with the ideals of progress and enlightenment, often portraying the struggle between darkness and light in both literal and metaphorical terms. The resulting body of work resonated with audiences by merging intellectual depth with emotional expression, thus contributing to a broader cultural movement that celebrated innovation, humanism, and the pursuit of truth. Political thought and governance underwent a profound metamorphosis under the influence of Illuminism. New ideas about natural rights, the social contract, and the separation of powers emerged, laying the groundwork for modern democratic systems. These ideas challenged the legitimacy of absolute authority, whether in the form of monarchy or religious dominance, and advocated for governments that were accountable to the people. The emphasis on rational governance led to the drafting of constitutions and the establishment of legislative frameworks that enshrined the principles of equality and justice. This political reformation not only altered the balance of power but also set a precedent for continuous progress through critical evaluation and reform. Scientific inquiry reached new heights during this period, as the systematic application of observation, experimentation, and mathematics began to unravel the mysteries of the natural world. The methodologies that took shape during the era of Illuminism laid the foundation for modern science, enabling breakthroughs that transformed our understanding of everything from celestial phenomena to the inner workings of biological organisms. Instruments and techniques developed during this time allowed scientists to observe and measure phenomena with unprecedented precision, leading to discoveries that fundamentally altered the collective knowledge of humanity. This rigorous approach to understanding the universe fostered an enduring spirit of curiosity and innovation, which continues to drive scientific progress and technological advancement today. As these various strands of reform and innovation interwove, the legacy of Illuminism became deeply embedded in the fabric of modern civilization. The intellectual and cultural shifts initiated during this era set in motion a process of continual improvement, where the relentless pursuit of truth and understanding became a guiding principle in all aspects of human endeavor. The movement's emphasis on reason, education, and critical discourse not only redefined the nature of knowledge but also reoriented society towards progress and self-determination. In embracing the principles of Illuminism, humanity began to cast off the constraints of dogma and tradition, paving the way for a future where the power of the mind and the spirit of inquiry could illuminate new paths toward personal and collective advancement. The legacy of Illuminism has evolved into a guiding framework that continues to influence contemporary thought and action in myriad ways. In the modern era, the enduring spirit of this intellectual revolution is evident in the relentless pursuit of truth through rigorous inquiry and critical analysis, a pursuit that permeates every facet of society. Today, as technology accelerates, the flow of information and global communication becomes instantaneous, the methods developed during the Illuminist period have been adapted to address new challenges and opportunities. The same principles that once fueled debates in coffeehouses and academic salons now inform digital discourse and collaborative research initiatives across borders, reinforcing the idea that knowledge is a communal asset to be constantly refined and shared. This commitment to rational thought has also played a critical role in confronting the complexities of our time, particularly in an age marked by misinformation and rapidly shifting cultural paradigms. In a world where unverified claims can spread quickly through social media and other digital platforms, the analytical rigor championed by early Illuminists provides a necessary counterbalance. The ability to critically assess information and demand empirical evidence remains essential for safeguarding democratic institutions and fostering a well-informed public. The emphasis on reason over tradition has inspired countless individuals and organizations to question entrenched power structures and advocate for reforms that promote transparency and accountability. In parallel, the influence of Illuminism on modern science is unmistakable. The systematic approach to observation and experimentation, which emerged during the early phases of the movement, laid the groundwork for the multidisciplinary research that defines contemporary scientific practice. Today's breakthroughs in fields ranging from genetics to astrophysics are built upon the foundations of empirical inquiry and methodological skepticism that were first articulated by the pioneers of Illuminism. This scientific rigor has not only expanded our understanding of the natural world but has also driven innovations that improve the quality of life for people around the globe, reinforcing the belief that progress is attainable through the application of reason and collaboration. The cultural impact of Illuminism continues to manifest in modern art, literature, and philosophy, where the themes of personal enlightenment and the quest for truth remain central. Creative expression today often mirrors the intellectual freedom and critical questioning that characterized the Illuminist movement, exploring the interplay between individual experience and the broader social order. This artistic legacy encourages a continuous re-examination of what it means to be human in a rapidly changing world, inviting audiences to engage with complex ideas in ways that are both intellectually stimulating and emotionally resonant. Politically, the ideas of Illuminism have left an indelible mark on the evolution of governance and public policy. The emphasis on natural rights, the social contract, and the separation of powers laid the foundation for modern democratic systems, which prioritize the accountability of rulers and the empowerment of citizens. This legacy is reflected in contemporary movements that seek to dismantle authoritarian structures and promote greater civic participation. The call for transparent governance and the protection of individual freedoms continues to drive debates over policy and reform, demonstrating that the principles of Illuminism are as relevant today as they were during its inception. Furthermore, the transformative spirit of Illuminism persists in the ongoing quest to address global challenges such as climate change, economic inequality, and public health crises. In these arenas, the critical thinking and evidence-based approaches that emerged from the Illuminist tradition are indispensable. By fostering a culture that values inquiry and embraces scientific innovation, modern society is better equipped to develop sustainable solutions to problems that transcend national borders and ideological divides. The enduring influence of Illuminism thus serves as both a reminder of past triumphs and a beacon for future progress, guiding efforts to create a more just and enlightened world. In embracing this multifaceted legacy, contemporary society acknowledges that the journey toward a more informed and equitable future is an ongoing process. The lessons of Illuminism, rooted in a profound belief in the capacity of the human mind to overcome ignorance and adversity, continue to inspire those who seek to challenge the status quo. This unyielding commitment to progress, driven by the light of reason, remains a powerful force for change, encouraging us to constantly question, explore, and innovate. Ultimately, the legacy of Illuminism is not confined to a specific historical moment but lives on in every act of intellectual courage and every effort to transform society through the power of critical thought.